This is what I love. I love the suspense. I've got a notification for our stream.
Pretty sure they can hear us still.
Oh yeah, I don't care. It's fun. Look, if I was on hold listening to some elevator music, every once in a while, I'd like to hear someone's voice as well. Makes it more
but
intimate.
the immersion of like, why are we keeping them waiting if we're here and ready to go? It's weird.
It's build up is build up. Regardless of if there's some annoying fuck talking.
And we're back, episode 3.
We are, after a slight delay, we're back.
A slight delay, but understandable one.
Well, yeah.
But we are back, and a hell of a fucking lot to talk about, bro.
There's so much to fucking... We've got questions to answer. It's the anniversary of a Star Wars project. We've learned more about Chimera. We've learned a movie got cancelled. We've got a lot to talk about.
The questions to answer, which I've just been reminded about just now. Should we do that first? I feel like we should do that first.
Well, before we get on to that, I think one thing that is worth noting. So for those who don't know, I only found this out about an hour ago, and I chose deliberately not to send it to you because I thought it would be fun to bring up. Today marks the 15-year anniversary of Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2.
Really?
Which makes me feel very old, and also, here's a bonus fact. Force Unleashed 2 was the first time as a kid where I realised, oh wait, Star Wars can be disappointing and Star Wars can be bad. Because I don't like Force Unleashed 2 at all.
That game was such a downgrade to the first. Like, a weird fact about me playing The Force Unleashed when I was a kid is I played it on the Wii.
Same.
Did you really? Like, yeah, that's
absolutely loved it. It was fucking awesome. You'd just fucking sit there swinging the Wii remote and you'd swing a lightsaber. It was great.
But after about 5 minutes, the swinging of the saber quickly became...
Oh no, I went for it every time. I was only it was 2008, so I would have been 4 or 5. I fucking went for that every single time.
Just sellotaping your Wii remote to the plastic fucking telescopic lightsaber.
I wish I did. It would have made it so much more fun. But I played... I honestly think this... Obviously, there's no way of proving this, and I could very well be wrong. It is very possible that I have played the first Force Unleashed more than any other game I've ever played. Because I've basically been playing it for like 18 or so years straight. I played it so much as a kid.
It has very good replay value. Very good.
It's just fun. I think with KOTOR,
just the way that the game starts, man.
Exactly, but unlike with something like KOTOR, I don't sit here and go, I just want to have some like YouTube in the background and just play a game. I'm never going to pick KOTOR for that.
No, yeah.
Because I need to pay attention.
If you commit to KOTOR, you have to commit to it. Like, you're going to finish the game in the next like couple of weeks. You're going to commit time to it.
Well, you say that, but do you remember what happened in summer where it was when me and you played KOTOR at the same time? And I think the day after, I was like, hey, so I've already finished it. I've already finished the run.
And I'm struggling to get time to get to my desk because the 2 fucking kids are on my ankles.
Yeah, which, if I ever have kids, which is unlikely, they will not stop me from playing KOTOR. There will be higher priorities, and KOTOR 1 and 2 will be 2 of them.
Brother, let me tell you. Do you know that all committing to the game and concentrating on the story, it becomes an issue, brother. It becomes a real issue.
It will just be reason 50 is why I don't want kids. It's just going to be another reason onto the pile. But yeah, Force Unleashed 2, 15 years ago.
Wow, that's wild. That does
really
make me feel old.
Well, the thing is that
it was old anyway, and then that makes me feel older.
But it was special anyway because before the game came out, I remember. In fact, here's a bonus sort of thing. So it was years and years ago because I think it got announced in 2009, maybe. And my mum called me into the kitchen and was like, look at this. Her friend had sent her the trailer to show to me. And I was watching it and I was like, because I'd already played the first one and I was absolutely obsessed with it. And because Starkiller died at the end of the first one, even as like a kid, I was like, I guess there can't be a Force Unleashed 2. I guess that's
Yes.
it then.
What?
So when I saw that fucking trailer, I was like, oh my god, Starkiller is back and it's awesome. And then I played it, and even as a kid, I think I got it for like my 8th birthday, I was like, this isn't right.
Yeah.
Something's off. And that's because, granted, as bad as the Xbox 360 and PS3 and PC version is, the Wii version is even fucking worse. The
Yeah.
Wii version is horrifically bad.
What's your headcanon on Starkiller in the second game? Do you think that that's a clone, or do you think that that's the real guy?
I think it's the real guy.
Yeah, I've
Because I just think that Vader has all of these. I know he says the cloning process has not been perfected, but it's like you have all these other clones that are batshit mental, and this is the only one that is not. It's got to be the. And they would have revealed it in the third one, but obviously we're never going to get an answer to that, are we? But I think it's the real one.
He's wasting Starkiller clones left, right, and center in the closing act of that game. Like, you can't tell me he's one of them. That's
exactly, like, it just doesn't. Obviously, however, he's been brought back. It's probably a little bit weird and would probably make no sense, but it's Force Unleashed. When has any of it ever made sense? It's the Force Unleashed is mental, and that's what it's designed to be. I do think people over-exaggerate bits of it. Like I will always say, the thing about him pulling the Star Destroyer down is the most overrated feat in Star Wars. It's not that impressive because it's already falling.
It's crash landing anyway, and he directs
exactly.
It, right? It's not like it was a perfectly airborne Star Destroyer that he's plucked out the sky.
People act like it's sitting in space and he grabs it and pulls it. No, it's already coming down. All he does is point the front of it down, which is still cool, but within Legends especially, there are you know what I think is more impressive than that, which also involves a ship? Darth Nihilus holding the Ravager together with the Force and flying it off Malachor. That is way more impressive than ripping it. Like, as much as I don't want to gas up Vader, because I hate doing that, Vader could do that. Like, it's not that impressive, and it does nearly get him killed.
Well, Kenobi does a very impressive feat in the Kenobi show as well. When he holds back the water, he holds the shards of glass together. Remember that?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, man, he's holding back the sea. Do you know what I mean? Right, we might have an issue. You have the questions that we got on TikTok on your phone, right?
Yes.
And you're streaming on your phone. Do you remember the questions?
Okay, maybe we'll do like one or two here, and then we'll do one or two in another episode so we can space it out. But we both know the main one that we're going to answer because it's a crux of this episode. One of the questions it was by Charlie is Learning Star Wars. Hello. I think that's her name. Is that her name? That's her name, right?
Really good channel, actually. Really original content.
Yeah, she's cool. I like her content a lot. And one of the questions that she asked was to us, what is the most emotional moment in Star Wars? And me and Steele both have our answers. Do you want to go first? Because yours is... You don't even know what mine's from. Did I say what... I say it was from Andor, didn't I? But yours is from The Phantom Menace. And I want to know what it is, because I can't... It could be a million different things with you, especially in Phantom Menace. You could just sit here and say the whole movie.
The whole movie. But there is one scene in particular that just chokes me up every fucking time, and I think it's because I'm a parent, and it's when he says goodbye to his mum.
Oh, yeah.
When he asks her that question, bro, and he says, "Will I ever see you again?" and she has to hold it together. That literally reaches into my heart and strangles it. I fucking hate it, but I love it.
Also, sorry, I'm just going to throw this out here. If anyone can hear me like sniffing under this mask, it's because it's allergies at the minute are fucked. So I do apologise in advance, but I can't help it. So
I was going to put out a similar disclaimer because I am just recovering from a cold, so this might be. So
this is the sniffle edition of the Holonet podcast.
I'll add that to the title.
But yeah, so headphone users, be warned. Sorry in advance. That it is a good scene, and because obviously a lot of people even now say, "Oh, Jake Lloyd gave a bad performance in that film." No, he didn't. No, that scene is so good. Again, we love the whole film. I thought you were going to say the funeral scene.
That too, man.
Because a lot can go on. A lot goes on in that funeral scene, I feel like.
It's always that scene when he says goodbye to his mum. It just gets me, man. It's just...
And I think it hits harder knowing that he does see her again, but we know what the context is. We know the next time they see each other, she dies in his arms, which, as much as I shit on Attack of the Clones, that scene is fucking perfect.
It's one of the best.
I love the music. I love it all.
Yeah, it's one of the best in Attack of the Clones. I feel like, just to touch on the Jake Lloyd thing, we see in the behind the scenes of The Phantom Menace that it took a lot for George to get that performance out of him.
Yeah.
But when he gave magic on the screen, it really fucking was magic. That scene is a perfect example, man. Like Jake Lloyd, I can't think of another child actor from that era that could do that better than Jake Lloyd did it in that scene. It was perfect.
I also just love, it's in the behind the scenes footage where it's when they're at the dinner table and Jake Lloyd says, I keep going to say Coruscant instead of Coruscant. Yeah. And George Lucas like, yeah, that's fine, don't worry, you're from a random planet. Yeah. You probably wouldn't know how it was said. Like, because he wouldn't know.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know. So it's kind of excusable. But it is, and the thing is as well, people give shit to kid actors all the time without realising that, like, their kids are, like, don't get me wrong, I do think Jake Lloyd does a good job, but obviously it's not an Oscar-winning performance, but how could it be? He's a kid.
Mate, to get my 7-year-old to stand in front of a camera and say just one line that I wanted to say is nigh on impossible.
Right? Exactly. I'm nearly 23 and people can't do that.
And you always fucking go off script.
Well, that's part of the fun, isn't it? That's where the fun. This is where the fun begins. But I do agree. That is, I think that scene and the funeral scene in particular I admittedly think the Qui-Gon dying scene is a bit funny, and I think that's because, again, I blame this more on George's direction than Ewan's acting. Something about Ewan's performance in that scene makes me chuckle, and I don't know what it is. Not that. That's fine. It's when he's holding Qui-Gon. He's like, no, it's just and meanwhile, you've got Liam Neeson who's lying there like,
fucking ruin it for me.
Well, he will bring it on. But you're obviously being emotional because his dad essentially has just fucking died. But there's something about Ewan's performance in that scene which makes me laugh, and I don't know why.
No, I kind of get it in a way, now that you mention it. What's yours? What's your most emotional moment?
Easily, because I said this to you in DMs, I was like, I could easily sit here and say it's Luke showing up in The Mandalorian. Because like a lot of people, I cried and cheered and thought it was the best thing ever, because it was cool as fuck. But I think there's two ways I can look at it. What gets me emotional in terms of, like, I'm not saying fan service is bad. As a fanboy of Star Wars, that makes me emotional. But what gets me emotional in terms of sheer brilliance of the writing, execution, and just dialogue, and just when a scene cuts deep, that truly reaches into you and stabs you in the heart. And for me, it is Marva's fucking funeral in Andor Season 1. That every single time I rewatch that scene, and her holograms up and stuff, and she starts, like, it's when the speech starts ramping up, and she's like, we've been sleeping. I've been sleeping. Every single time, I'm like, you can't say I'm tearing up now just thinking about it, because I think it is just so fucking good. And the thing is, as well, I knew Marva died because it took me about 2 years to get to Andor, which I know, I know that's heresy and unforgivable. But I was watching it, and I've never heard the speech before, and I was like, this is it's just sort of, I think the best thing Star Wars can do is it makes you want to, it's like how when I saw the new Superman earlier this year, and some of my friends were saying, what did you think of it? I was like, I walked out of the cinema. Yeah, I walked out of the cinema and I wanted to, like, go and help some ducks across a road, or help an old lady carry her shit. But with the speech in Andor, it makes me want to go out there and do something good.
Yeah.
And I think just as you feel the build up in that crowd as well. You sense before it even kicks off that shit's about to go down. And I just think that even before she's like, the Empire is a disease and all that, it's just this moment of her telling people, this is a shit situation, this is bad, and you need to stand up and do something about it now. Because now they've gone and she's like, we did all this for them and they left us alone. We did this and they left us alone. But now it's not visiting anymore. It's so good. Also, I know a lot of people think they should have kept fuck the Empire at the end. I disagree. Fight the Empire works just as good.
Absolutely.
But man, and I know you brought a scene from Andor up as well, when Andor is riding away from the Gorman massacre. That is a really...
I got chills just talking about it the other day, man. It's just... Andor does those moments so fucking well. There's a part at Marva's funeral where she lists things that the Empire have done. I think it's the lines that you just said, where they're like, they left us alone, they left us alone. But then she delivers a line so beautifully where she just says, but if I could do it again. And then she goes into like, I would wake up every morning and be fighting these bastards.
Yeah,
mate, it just fucking makes you want to run through a wall.
But it is just like a... And also the fact that obviously Cassian can hear it, but the funeral's not the focus. It's getting Bix out, so he can't even really pay attention to it. He has to... And Bix looking out the window, listening to it. And you can just say, this community of people on Ferrix, you can see all of them mourning this woman. And I think this is another reason why the Gorman massacre works so well in... I'm going to say something controversial here. Order 66 is not that sad. And the reason it's not that sad... Wait, hold on. The reason I don't think it's that sad is because, at least at the time the film came out, Clone Wars has kind of rectified this. A lot of the Jedi that die in that scene, you don't really care about. Like, you know when they're being killed in the temple? It's like, I mean, I kind of want to be sad, but I don't care because I don't. Whereas with the scene on Ferrix and the scene in Gorman, you get to know all of these people. You know all of them, even just like to the point where even random insignificant characters you haven't met before, you don't want them to die. And I think that works in Gorman more in particular because the feeling of dread that washed over me when the stormtroopers slowly started filling up the square, the Gorman Square thing, whatever it's called, I was like, oh, fuck, it's happened. It's like everyone knew that was going to happen. We called it weeks in advance. But it's that feeling of dread where you realise, oh, fuck, it's happening. It's started.
Oh, man.
And it's emotional build-up and it's emotional payoff.
It's perfectly timed. Like, you couldn't take out a minute and not hate it. Do you know what I mean? Like, every minute counts in that whole episode.
And then you've got all the stuff with Cyril. I think Cyril's death is fucking amazing. That episode, that might be, other than the finale of season 1, that's probably my favourite episode of Andor, because I just think...
It's a very good episode.
It's what... Don't get me wrong. Obviously... goes without saying, I don't support the Empire. But when you look at them as, like as a kid in particular, you're obviously gravitated towards who looks cooler, like who's got the better drip, who's got the better weapons and the better music.
Who's got the better music? Yeah.
The Empire does, the Sith do. Andor was the first time where I wanted the Empire to get fucked. I was like, fuck all of you. I want all of you put on a Death Star and destroyed.
They make real villains out of the fucking Empire in that show.
Well,
a big takeaway for me, though, from this conversation is, as far as Order 66 goes, Rev says, fuck them kids and fuck you too.
Fuck them kids, man. Like, I think one of the biggest issues with Anakin in that film is, he kills some, but he kills some Jedi on the hologram, but for the most part, hey, Lizzie, but for the most part, who gives a shit? He kills some kids. That makes him look like a bitch more than anything. So, the great Darth Vader, what do we see him do? Kill some 10-year-olds. Like, it's trying too hard to make him evil, but it doesn't... Like, I know a lot of people gas up, like, Nightfall Anakin, and as much as I hate those people, I feel like Order 66 is kind of when we should have saw that, and we do kind of see it when he kills the Separatists on Mustafar. That's awesome. That's wicked.
I'm a Nightfall Anakin guy. I am
I
Nightfall
know,
here again.
but I don't think we see enough of him, and I don't think he does enough to justify.
But I
I
think
kind of
that's
like that the Kenobi show showed it a little bit, but again, what does he do? Kill some kids. It's like, bro,
yeah.
stop going for the weak and defenseless. It makes you look like a bitch.
Well, he didn't. It's just that's what we've seen so far. I don't know why we haven't got
Exactly,
him
yeah.
fighting Jedi Masters, because he kills Jedi Masters and Knights in that temple. He killed Sindralic. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, I guess
Yeah.
that's Legends. No, it's canon. It's in Revenge of
It's
the
on the
Sith, isn't it?
hologram.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
on the hologram, isn't it? Yeah.
So he did that shit. So let's see it. I want to see it.
I just think that a bit more could be done with Order. Like, even as a kid, I got hyped for Order 66 because, Dark Side is just cooler. And as an adult now, I'm just like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't really. If anything, now, when I rewatch Revenge of the Sith, I'm excited for Order 66 because I think that's when the movie picks up. Because in most movies, I feel like Order 66 would happen, but that would be the last 20 minutes. No, in Revenge of the Sith, that's the last hour or so. Yeah. So thankfully, a lot of the film is dedicated to post Order 66 stuff, which I love.
Well,
and I've just realised.
Go on.
We've really got off topic here.
Yeah, well, that's our character. that's the theme of the show. Yeah. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith opens with one of the best openings of any Star Wars movie, in my opinion. The first 25 minutes is brilliant, and then it really slows down up until Order 66. Really,
I've said this to a lot of people. I think the thing that lets Revenge of the Sith down a lot, everything after the opening is so fucking boring. I think the stuff with General Grievous on Utapau is boring as shit, and I don't like that fight scene. I like the end of the fight where Obi-Wan's just punching and kicking him. That's fun when he kicks him and he's like, oh, that's really funny. But I think the actual lightsaber fight, this is going to be such a bad demonstration. If you look at that lightsaber fight with Grievous, other than the cool spinning trick that he does, a lot of it is just close-ups of Grievous flailing about like this really quickly, and it looks ridiculous. It's really bad.
I guess it's the limitations of what they could do with him. I remember being a kid, in the cinema, wondering why, I couldn't put it together in my head at the time, but I was wondering why he wasn't the same character that I've been watching in the cartoons.
Yeah.
It was really I'm like, why is... And then Mace Windu says the line about him being a coward, and I'm like, is he? Didn't look very cowardly.
Because don't they explain that the way to be... I'm sure they've explained it in some other media, I've heard it before, where General Grievous isn't actually that good of a fighter. It's just the fact that he's that fucking scary. He makes you basically shit yourself, and that's how he gets, basically how he gets a hold of you and kills you, which I think is kind of cool. But I hate that in my main issue with the Clone Wars TV series, other than the pacing is really wonky, in my opinion, the CIS aren't an intimidating threat. In that, because all the battle droids are stupider than they are in the films, and General Grievous is just a bit of a bitch.
They're definitely put on the back burner of the Separatists, but that's because of what's coming, I guess. But
yeah, but I think the show. Saying. I think once Darth Maul, whenever someone's like, "Oh, should I watch the Clone Wars?" I was like, "You should," but just start from when Darth Maul shows up again, because that's really all that matters. To me, that is the best thing in the Clone Wars is when Darth Maul came back. That was when I paid attention to it as a kid.
Yeah,
but
there is a lot of gems in there, though. A lot of the stuff with Mandalore, I think, is great, but then that ties right in with the Maul stuff as well, doesn't it? So, anyway, we've shifted so far off topic. Do you remember what the other question was? I think wasn't
the other question was also from Charlie's Learning Star Wars, and it was something like if you could have any Star Wars collectible made. Or if you could, will it into existence, what would it be? I have unfortunately forgotten mine. So, because I said to you, for the longest time, my dream Star Wars product was a hot toy of Lord Starkiller and a hot toy of Darth Revan. We've got those now; they exist. So, but then I'm sure I said to you that I then realised what other one I wanted, and now it's left my head. Can I say the KOTOR remake, or can I just say KOTOR 3? Can we count that?
I guess, yeah. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ! Are we ever going to get it?
We'll get it.
Do you have an answer? but like a definitive merchandise that doesn't exist that you wish did?
Oh, actually, yeah. Obviously, Hasbro are not going to watch this, but in the vain hope that someone there does, Hasbro, can you hurry up and finish the Sith Triumvirate off, please, and make figures of Darth Sion and Darth Traya? Because Nihilus is stuck up there on his own, and it's getting really, like... Or,
Lonely boy.
do one even better, fucking do figures of Exar, Nomi, and Ulic Keldroma, for fuck's sake. Do something from those books.
There's a chance that they could do that stuff. They've started dipping into like niche characters, like they did.
Well, yeah, they recently said not that Kyle Katarn is a niche character, but Kyle Katarn's getting an action figure soon, which I think is cool.
It's pretty sick, man.
I really, really hope that eventually, not only do I hope they do XR, I really hope they get the color scheme right, because in a lot of artwork, for some reason, XR Kun's armor is black. It's like his suit isn't black. I don't know why it gets interpreted that way, but it just does. And I think it's because there's that issue of Tales of the Jedi. I think it's Sith War. It's one of the Sith War ones where it's Ulic Keldroma on the cover, like pointing his lightsaber forward, and there's fire behind him. Yeah. I think people think that is Exar Kun. It's not. It's Ulic Keldroma. That's not Exar Kun.
Surely people don't think that.
I bet you they do. But I would love more Tales of the Jedi action figures, more Tales of the Jedi anything. But more so, I really want Hasbro to hurry up and finish the Triumvirate, because it's getting... The Nihilus figure came out like 4 years ago, I think. Like, where are the other two?
It would be nice. A Traya figure would be tremendous. Lizzie says, do rail droids count? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, if you want your own R2D2, go for it.
My answer is... sorry, was you going to... What was you saying?
Oh, yeah. What about you? What's yours?
Yeah. So, it's kind of weird, right? Because technically this does exist, but it's very rare. And it's not like an official merchandise product, so I feel like I could still say it. It is an equivalent to like Force FX NeoPixel blasters. Like, imagine, like, you know, heavy blasters with deluxe sound effects and lights that flash out the nozzle. Like,
that would be pretty sweet.
There's a market there, right? Surely.
What one would you... Actually, I feel like I know which one you'd want. Would you go for the DL44?
Yes. I have a DL44, but it doesn't do shit, man. And like, ever since I've got it, I'm like, imagine if this had like NeoPixel sound effects, or like NeoPixel-esque sound effects and lights. Like, it would be fucking amazing. Like,
somehow that's never crossed my mind before. And now that you've mentioned it, that'd be so fucking cool. I'd buy like Boba Fett's blaster. I'd buy Din Djarin's blaster. I'd buy Django's. But basically any Mandalorian weapon, make it. And I know that they did a Nerf gun of the Mando blaster, but it's really small. Like, it's not the same height as the one in the show. And obviously it's like white and orange. It's like, I'm not buying that.
No, yeah, they always do that, and it drives me nuts. I have can you see it right here? I have the Q2 holdout, the Queen Amidala blaster. That was like white and orange, and I painted it up chrome and brown to make it look screen accurate. Still doesn't do anything or make any noise, but it looks.
The thing is, I feel like if Nerf were to do blasters of more characters, I feel like the easiest one to do would be Django, because just prime it, spray paint the whole thing chrome, and that's it. You've got it.
Yeah.
Like, all the others are a bit more. I'm sure Nerf did a Boba Fett blaster as well. They did the blaster from Empire.
They did indeed. It was white and orange again.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. I mean,
they did some weapons from Halo as well. They did Halo weapons, and they didn't look that great, but also they kind of did.
I think it's the
sculpts are fine.
Guns. Yeah.
Yeah, I get why they do it.
Yeah, they don't like to touch it, but it would be so cool. There's one company that made a why am I blanking on an E11 that was like NeoPixel style, you know, like a flashing nozzle and sound effects and like cooldown sounds and stuff. Like, it was fucking sick, and I've tried to track it down. It's so niche that you can't really find it. It's like, it's not an affordability issue necessarily. It's just like, where the fuck do you get it? saber companies galore at the minute, but no one's doing blasters.
I'll tell you what, this is something like what you said, it already exists, but they are two things that I'm determined to add to my collection one day. I would love a 100. I know which one specifically. I want the Corbanth Darth Malgus lightsaber, and I want the Corbanth Sith Stalker Starkiller lightsabers. The only downside is, opposed to the fact that they're really expensive.
Yeah.
This is not a political statement. This is just a fact. The tariffs in America mean that getting shit imported from there can be a bit more difficult than it already is, to the point where I can't remember if it was Corbanth or someone else. They sent like an automated email saying, just a heads up, if you're outside America, it's going to be a bit harder for you. So even if I did have the money, there's no way I'm ordering one right now. But the Corbanth, I know that you know the dropship lightsabers. That every saber, like Padawan Outpost, and all of them sell the same ones.
Yeah.
Like, I know there is a Malgus saber that is, there's a term for it and I can't remember. Other than dropship, what the fuck is it called? Either way, I know that there is a Malgus version of that, but the problem is, it's the size of a normal lightsaber, and Malgus's lightsaber is not the size of a normal lightsaber. It's fucking massive.
Yeah,
which Corbanth does.
The hilt itself looks like a fucking weapon.
Exactly, which is what it should look like, but the Corbanth one is fucking huge.
Well, bro, there's always a certain Canadian company that you could go to that do both of those sabers, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're dropship ones, so they're the same as the others. That's the only downside. They're all the same. I'm not shushing. I'll speak the truth. There was another company. Fucking Ultra Sabers did it, but they're shit. So sue me for defamation. I don't give a fuck.
All of Rev's comments are his own.
Oh yeah, I'll stand by the fact that the Revenant's comments are his and his alone and do not reflect the Holonet podcast as a fucking company. But Ultra Sabers are shit. Oh yeah, I'll put it back here, but Ultra Sabers are known for being. They know they're not that good. It's been known for like a decade that people don't like them. But the Corbanth Sith Stalker and Corbanth Malgus, 100%. Because I just think, like, I think Vader's Vault do the best Revan lightsabers ever. No competition. But I think in terms of Malgus and because the Starkiller one, anytime you Google Starkiller lightsaber, it's always the one with the exposed crystal, which I've never really liked that much. I don't like that hilt.
You like his second sabers?
I like his second sabers that are in all the promo images and trailers. I don't like the ones that are actually in the game. Because in the game, for some reason, they're completely different. They're black tubes with white on them, and that's it.
I really like his first saber, but it is very similar to Anakin's. It's basically Anakin's with an exposed crystal, isn't it?
It's Anakin's with an exposed crystal and without the grip at the bottom.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed that Quinlan Voss's saber is very similar to Kenobi's Padawan saber?
Yeah. Have you ever noticed that Grievous uses Anakin and Obi-Wan's lightsabers in the Utapau fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get why. It's a CGI model that you would just place into the scene. Who cares?
Hello,
a mistake, but most people won't know. Hey, but most people won't notice that.
Nah, most people won't. But they did also use those same sabers in Battlefront 2, which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, and I think the other sabers that he holds are the ones that he has in the film because. As much shit as I will give that Battlefront game, the detail on everything is so good.
A brand new game. It looks like a brand new game.
Oh, that fucking Frostbite engine.
3. Please make Battlefront 3.
Yeah, maybe. I'd buy it.
Yeah. I believe that the last question on the TikTok thing was what scene would we change, right? If you could change a scene.
Oh.
Was that the final question? I've made a banner. I'm waiting for your confirmation.
Possibly. I mean, to be fair, Dark Warrior was one that put one of the questions in here, so maybe in there, so maybe he knows what it was.
Dark Warrior, what was your question for us? Do you remember? Was it what scene would we change?
It was like 2 weeks ago, but I'm sure it was what scene would you change if you could, and I'm gonna have to think about that.
I just thought maybe Dark Warrior isn't live. Maybe he started the stream from the beginning.
Possibly, that is true. I mean, with all the shit I've been talking about Order 66, maybe I'll just say Order 66. But I feel like that's a cop out. I could also cop out and just say all of Book of Boba or the throne room fight in Last Jedi. But it's got to be a scene that I fundamentally just think it doesn't even have to be a significant change. Maybe it's just something that bothers us about the scene in particular. Oh, I think I know what mine is.
Yeah,
if that is the question.
Shoot.
Now, I think personally the worst lightsaber duel of all time is in Revenge of the Sith, and it's Mace Windu versus Palpatine. Okay. That fight is horrendous, in my opinion.
Have you ever seen Nick Gillad's original choreography, bro?
That is what I'm leading to. I would add that instead, and it's automatically a better fight, because in the fucking scene, it's very clearly just... It's a lot of Ian McDiarmid, clearly, obviously, his age was a factor, of course. It's just him sort of going like this, pulling stupid faces and jabbing forward. It's a lot of close-ups, and you can tell that it was rushed, and it's a shame.
They could have done the close-ups too. They could have done them both.
Yeah, but the close-ups are still really bad, so maybe don't do those. But even then, at least with that, because I think if that was the only time we saw the Emperor wield a lightsaber, I'd be like, that is shit. He's the Emperor, and that's as well as he can do. But thankfully... he gets redeemed with the Yoda fight, which I think is fucking awesome.
And the Clone Wars with Maul and
stuff. Oh, that fight is so good.
Lizzie says,
best fight scene.
Lizzie says, direct right at you, Rev. Leave Boba alone. I agree with that.
No. One day we are doing an episode that is just... I feel like that's the episode that when we get to episode 50 and we do it in person, that's the topic we should do, so we can hit each other with lightsabers when we disagree.
We just end up in a full-on lightsaber duel.
Oh my god, that'd be so good.
Right, I have a scene that I would change, and I feel like it's very, very relevant.
Oh, okay.
Rise of Skywalker. It's quite simple.
Oh, okay.
Ben Solo does not die. The most interesting aspect of the whole Ben Solo returning thing is that he survives, and then what is his life from that point on, right? I feel like killing him was a cop-out. I feel like that's so that they didn't have to deal with him returning to the Resistance base, because how does that go down?
Yeah, well, do you know what I think it would be like?
Go on.
Do you remember, it's Reverend just bringing up the Old Republic again, Do you remember how when Ulick killed his brother in the comics, and then he fucked off into exile for the redemption arc? I think it'd be like that.
I need to reread Tales of the Jedi.
Well, do you remember how in the final arc, he's sort of on that snow planet on his own, because he regrets everything he did, and then Vima finds him? I think that's what it would be, but it would be Ben Solo in exile, and Rey would find him. Which I'd be fine with. I think that'd be kind of cool. It's
not a bad shout. I feel like there's definitely a story to tell there that's more interesting than just him becoming one with the Force.
Yeah.
So to answer briefly, what would I change? Just he doesn't die in that scene. Even if we don't see what happens at the end of the movie and leave it open-ended, at least you have an opportunity to tell that story at a different time. I just wouldn't have him die. Maybe like he survives, and then when she suggests that he comes with her, he says, "No, I can't. It's not a good galaxy out there for me after what I've done." And he goes his own way, but he's alive. That's what I change. That way, it would be so difficult for Bob Iger to fucking see why doing events would be a great fucking idea. Bob Iger.
Yeah, here's what we'll do with this film then. Okay, you have a lot more to say about this topic than I do, because no offense to people that like Kylo Ren, I do not care about Kylo Ren or Ben Solo, but I feel really bad for Adam Driver. I feel really bad for everyone that nearly put the film together, because at the end of the day, I don't think people realise this nearly started production. It's not the case of this was a pitch that they cancelled. It was literally about to gear up production. It was close to being a thing, and then they cancelled it. I feel really bad for everyone involved, and I feel really bad for fans of that character. So it's
Bro,
one of those things where it doesn't necessarily affect me personally, but I really feel bad for every single person involved and everyone that is let down by the fact that it's not happening.
agreed. I'm going to go ahead and put the banner up now for the next big topic of the show, which is the Ben Solo movie. Because we have
Yeah.
a fucking lot to say about it. And Rev, there's a lot that I have to talk with you about, mate, that I haven't talked in messages with you. I haven't even
Go for it. I'll use this as a drinking break.
Have you heard the possibility that this is a Disney inside job and that there's actually evidence to support it?
What do you mean an inside job? Like sort of like a tax write-off thing, like that Coyote versus Acme movie was?
No. So Adam revealing this in an interview, like he has done, is an inside job. It's a publicity stunt. To promote a movie that they've already decided that they're making. There's evidence to support it, right? So, did you know that the person that wrote the script for the Hunt for Ben Solo movie is a creative writing partner of the person that wrote the Rey movie? They did the Bourne trilogy together.
Oh, I did not know that.
So they write together. Now, this information comes from Star Wars Meg. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
Yeah, I've seen her on Twitter, yeah.
She's actually pretty cool, man. She's a straight to the point sort of Star Wars news channel. Usually, when there's Star Wars news, we get it within the same day on her channel. And she was talking about it, man. And some of the things on there. There was also a tweet that was put out, and I don't have Twitter, as you know. I think you do, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, the writer of the Rey movie put out a cryptic tweet the day that the Adam Driver stuff started popping off that seemed to allude to a character that is pure of heart or something being able to survive. I can't remember the quote, but it seemed pretty cryptically like pointing towards Ben Solo. And to be fair, when I was listening to Meg say all this, I can see why they do this. Like, promoting is different. It's a different ball game in 2025. Social media is fucking chaos. So to make this feel like this is the people's movie, like we're the ones making it happen because it's not happening, I can see why they do that. Like, I could actually see an end game for Disney as to why they would pull this
kind of like what Ryan Reynolds and the fans did with Deadpool, but this time it's actually intentional. Because that was obviously that only Ryan was behind that, and then fans demanded the film got made. Because Fox
kind of like that, man. Yeah,
this is possible. It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I can see it, man. I don't. Right, so let's roll with their story as though it's face value. So the script was presented to Bob Iger, and he said he can't see how Ben Solo is alive. Read the fucking script, Bob. You have it in your hand, bro.
Well, yeah, read the script, but also it's like I know for a fact Bob Iger hasn't read a single fucking Legends book or a single Legends comic. No, does he know some of the like a lot of people? Like, oh, Ben Solo disappeared. You know who else disappeared in a far more graphic manner and came back in person, and no one takes an issue with it? Revan. My guy exploded into a ball of light, and 2 years later, he was back in physical form. Granted, it was only half of him, but that's not the point.
Bro, did Disney not just do this with Palpatine in the movie that they just made?
But even that's like cloning and stuff like that. If people's excuse is, oh, he disappeared and became on the... Fuck that. We've seen that happen before and they've come back fine enough. And, oh, it was Legends. So, Cortosis was fucking Legends as well, and that's a thing now.
Yeah, like, but the reason why he died is enough explanation as to why he could still be out there. So, one, they're a dyad in the Force. A power like life itself, Palpatine says, a dyad in the Force, a power like life itself. That power restores the Emperor to his full power, right? Also, when Rey heals the snake earlier in the movie, she says something like, and I'm paraphrasing, she says, just a little bit of my life energy into his. No big deal, like you would do the same, she says to BB-8. So, Ben uses Force Heal by passing life energy into hair, which means a part of him lives in hair. Interesting story plots, right? You know what I mean? There's
just
plausible reasons why and how he could still be alive. Or at least...
And the thing is as well, I know that I just said that I don't care about Ben Solo and things like that, and people might be thinking, well, why are you talking about it so much? Here's why. Because I genuinely think, as someone who doesn't like the sequel trilogy or many aspects about it, I think even though as someone who loves the prequels, the Clone Wars TV show proved that bad Star Wars projects can be redeemed in some way. And I really do think, like, I'm not a big fan of Rey as a character, but I'm still going to go see the Rey movie because maybe I'll like her. Maybe they'll address some of the legitimate criticism people have. We don't know. Maybe if The Hunt for Ben Solo comes out, it'll fix that as well. Anything can fucking happen. You just gotta give it a time. Yeah, in my opinion, and other people, the trilogy wasn't very good, and I don't think these two films would fix my issues with the trilogy, but it would fix my issues probably with these two characters in particular.
Yeah. The goal is not necessarily to fix people's issues with that trilogy, because ultimately they're not remaking that trilogy; they're making new movies. And just because these new movies have the same characters doesn't mean that they're those movies.
Do you remember when people were lobbying for a remake of the sequel trilogy? That was funny. That was
idiots,
even back in the day when I was like an avid sequel, like my sequel hate boner was the size of the Death Star, right? Even back then, I was like, there is no fucking way in hell. Do you know how fucking expensive it is to make movies? They're not gonna do it. Fucking idiots.
Dark Warrior says his question was about the emotional reaction. I think we answered that one already, didn't we? Before he jumped on.
Yes, which I think I credited to Charlie's Learning Star Wars. So sorry if that was your question.
Yeah,
I will attribute it to you.
Passing credit to the wrong person. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Look, you can call me a bastard, and to that I say, have I ever said otherwise? No.
Very true. What's it? Dark Warrior says, yeah, 100% the logic Disney back at it and fans hate. It's Disney hate and fans love it, yeah. Corporate versus the people, sad but true. A lot of times...
Bob Iger has always been a dick. I've disliked Bob Iger for years.
Bob Iger shouldn't be concerning himself with story and scripts. It's all about pushing pencils and making sure that Disney's financially in the right place. He doesn't need to be looking at anything creatively with a creative lens, because he's not a creative man. Well,
it makes even less sense, right, when... Right, okay, let's flip the scenario. Let's say it was the Rey movie in this situation, and The Hunt for Ben Solo either hasn't been announced or isn't happening, whatever. Mm-hmm. If he declined this, or if he declined a Rey movie, I'd understand, because between the two characters, more people liked Kylo Ren than they did Rey, I think.
I actually agree with that, yeah.
So... if he denied the Rey movie, I'd get it. But to deny a movie of the one character most people think was pretty good from those films is so backwards. And again, I've disliked Iger. He wrote his fucking book years ago, and he specifically wrote about how George Lucas felt betrayed about what Disney did. It's like, why are you writing about that, you absolute cock? Yeah, why would you write about other than to fucking shit stir, you dick?
Shit stirring's good for business, I guess.
Wanker.
Okay, in this case, Rev's speaking for the two of us.
This is going to be an episode. Episode 4 is going to be just we're getting sued.
Man, I messaged
cease and desist.
You know Patience Stardust on TikTok?
Yeah.
So she got sent a package the other day, like from Disney and Lucasfilm. It was a nice package with some Star Wars Vision stuff. And I commented on it and I said, Disney don't send me shit. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, actually, I can probably see why.
Well, no, they can send you stuff. I'm very comfortable with the fact that Disney's going to send me fuck all. I know they won't send me anything. Because I'm just not... Even though in recent years I've praised them quite a bit, it's going to be a case of, well, we can't have you at the premiere for The Mandalorian and Grogu saying that Moff Gideon's a cunt. We can't have that. We can't have you being there. So I get it, but I already know that it's not. Like, for example, I don't think I'd ever be sent a copy of, let's say, Jedi 3, for example, because
No.
I don't talk about. If I got sent a copy of the Total remake, I wouldn't necessarily. I'd be obviously fucking honoured, and it would be the highlight of my fucking life. That wouldn't surprise me as much because I'm an Old Republic channel. If I got sent a copy of Jedi 3, I'd be like, "Thank you, I love this. Oh my god, I'll give you all my money. Thank you." But I don't talk about this. What?
Well, I'm not going to be sent shit because I think like I bite back too much with like hate, and I swear a lot, and they just don't like that. They like wholesome content. Where
Everything,
you just enjoy
everything
things.
you do, I do worse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
That Warrior says, "I love how Rev holds back his emotions and language every time. He's just such a joy to have."
Listen. You might not be able to tell, but I am a very calm, rational. I'm never angry at any point in the day. I totally don't wake up and wish that I was dead. It's
He
fine.
just saves it for when he gets on stream with me.
Let's be honest. No. Lizzie can confirm I am angry to the point where this is so off topic. I play Warhammer Space Marine 2 with two of my friends, and one of the guys that we play with, I've only known him a few months, but he's a great guy. He's really sound. And a few weeks ago, he was like, "Dude, I don't think I've ever heard you sound happy ever. Like, you sound perpetually annoyed all the time." And that's true. Even when I'm happy about stuff, I sound angry.
You sound happy usually when I start to get irate, and then you let out an evil laugh. Like, there it is. that's the only time.
Fun.
That Warrior says there's no reason to fucking swear. Agreed? Never.
What? Yeah, exactly. No, I agree there. Genuinely, what kind of a fucking prick would swear on a podcast? Well, let's not forget as well. I think anyone that watches this just knows us from TikTok and stuff and content in general. Let's not forget that within the first episode of this podcast, I was talking about doing hard drugs instead of building Lego. But like that alone, if Disney took one look at that, they'd be like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing anything with you."
On that note, let's change topic.
Hunt for Ben Solo, make the fucking movie. Make the movie.
Make the movie. On the subject of Kylo Ren, or the Knights of Ren, you mentioned just before we went live here today that apparently, and I'm off social media other than like my brand on TikTok and everything like YouTube. I'm off social media, so I don't see the little news pop-ups on Instagram and Facebook and everything anymore. So I didn't see this. This missed me, but you let me know that the Stranger is apparently being confirmed as the original Knight of Ren.
Yeah, which obviously everyone kind of called it because I remember when we first got our look at the character and we saw that he had like exposed arms and stuff. I think a lot of people looked at him and was like, "Oh, he looks like the Ren character." But even before that, the second I saw the back of his helmet, I was like, that's not a coincidence. That looks, pardon me,
that helmet right there
looks like the back of that helmet right there in the background that I can't see because I'm blind as fuck. But that helmet right there, the back of that helmet looks exactly like Kylo Ren's, but it's not black. And I was like, that's
it looks
the thing
black,
is
though,
when
in that first scene.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I remember when the Hasbro helmet got announced, I was like,
what the fuck is it gold?
I was like, why is it bronze and copper and shit? But do you know what? I will admit, that really grew on me. That did.
Yeah.
It's unique. I like it. Anyway, but going off on a tangent. And even then, people picked up on the fact that he'd have a Kylo Ren thing because of the music when he heals Osha. So everyone was already sort of like, this is the thing. It was all deliberate. The back of the helmet was definitely deliberate. The music choice was deliberate. And now we've got official confirmation. And judging by, because it could have gone one or two ways. Either Plagueis was going to kill Chimera and then he'd meet Palpatine years later. or he would have gone off and done his own thing and become a Knight of Ren. Either, because I
So,
don't think Jaime is one of those characters where I don't think he wants to be redeemed. I
can I just
think he
ask
wants the
though?
power of the dark side, but he doesn't want to be a Sith.
Yeah. What exactly was the confirmation?
It was in some sort of book that came out recently, and it basically went into, and I think Leslie Haslam mentioned it as well, where the original plan was that eventually what was going to happen is Kymir would have left Darth Plagueis, and then he would have gone on to become the founder of the Knights of Ren.
Right.
So that was what the original, because the original plan for the Acolyte, I think, was 3 seasons and a movie.
Right.
That probably, in fact, obviously would have covered that. So the plan was he'd leave Plagueis, exactly. He'd leave Plagueis and then go become the first Knight of Ren. That's really cool, I think.
So, I have a lot to say about this. First off, though, I will say, in the visual dictionary, they kind of allude to the fact that Plagueis wasn't his master, and that Plagueis might have been keeping an eye on him because he was a pretender to the Sith legacy. So it says this in the visual dictionary, which I guess may have been written while they thought that they was going on to make more seasons, or maybe not.
Oh, definitely. Shit like that is planned so far in advance.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But I also have a challenge for you.
Oh.
I'm challenging the fact that that is confirming that he was the original Knights of Ren. But I am going to go for a piss first, if you don't mind holding down the fort for 2 minutes. And then...
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to simulate the thought in my head.
Yes, and try and come up with your comeback before I actually say it. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Oh, I have the comeback already, don't you worry. Okay, so while Steele goes to the toilet quickly, we can see him walking away there. Bye-bye. I just want to quickly, because Steele already made the video, but obviously there was a delay. Obviously, episode 3 was meant to be a few weeks ago, but we unfortunately had, or at least I unfortunately had, some bad news in the family. And I just want to say thank you to anyone that sent nice messages about what. So, for those who don't know, sadly, our dog Parker had to be put to sleep after a really short illness. And I really do just want to say thanks to everyone, for anyone who sent messages or condolences or commented on stuff. That literally, because I didn't think, I don't know why I thought this, I didn't think many people would give a fuck. That's just me being pessimistic. But yeah, so thank you to anyone who said nice things or gave condolences. It helped. It really did help. And while saying all that, I've now formulated what my response to Steele is going to be. Yeah, thank you to anyone who commented stuff. And obviously, it was tough. It was tough having to cancel the podcast as well, because I told Steele well in advance, hey, we're probably going to have to cancel Sunday. And thankfully, immediately, he was like, yep, that's fine. I'll put a video out on the day. So yeah, been a rough few weeks, but I'm glad to be back. I've been looking forward to this for like the last 2 days. Like, I was really, really excited to jump on here, especially since we had so much to talk about. So yeah, and this has been fun. This has been my favourite episode to record so far. I wonder if there's anyone watching this in the future. I wonder if this has been their favourite episode so far. Who knows? There he is. He's back. What? That's going to be so bad for audio listeners.
What's going on?
Okay, so here's my response. Now, you just said, does that confirm he is the first Knight of Ren? No. However, I think because obviously that's never going to come to fruition. I know a lot of people think that maybe the Acolyte will get comics or no. I think Disney is done. Other than odd bits of merch, I think Disney's done with the Acolyte. But yes, it didn't happen, so you can't really say he is. Obviously now it's just it was a planned thing for him to be the first Knight of Ren. So yeah, technically he's not the first Knight of Ren officially, but he was going to be. I think that's more what I mean, is that was initially the plan. It just never came to fruition.
I'm not trying to be cynical by saying that. It's just like the lore nerd.
That's my job.
Yeah, the lore nerd in me is like, it doesn't matter what even the creator of something, a writer of something, had planned. If it doesn't come to fruition,
oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? for instance, it's like deleted scenes, right? When people
Yeah.
say, "Oh no, Shakti died in the Jedi Temple" or whatever, it's in the deleted scenes. It's like, well, the scene was deleted, right? So just because
There's
we never actually saw in the movie how Shakti died, you can't just assume that the deleted scene is the canon version of events.
Does she have a canon death or not? Because obviously,
Well,
originally, I think Force Unleashed was originally the definitive death for her, and then obviously that got wiped out.
she takes a lightsaber through the chest. We see it in a vision in the Clone Wars, or there's 2 deleted scenes. We don't know if it's Grievous's blade or Anakin's.
So, you could argue, well, given the fact that it's Anakin that sees the vision, isn't it? And it's all of the bad shit he does as Darth Vader. I think
Yeah.
that kind of insinuates that that is a deleted scene that is canon.
Yeah,
Because that is what that's referencing.
Maybe that was actually the worst example I could have used. So let's use the
Probably.
one where Luke builds the lightsaber in the cave.
Yeah, that's not canon.
It's cool as fuck, but it ain't canon. It was deleted. So
I have a Qui-Gon question.
go on.
Do you think Luke's green crystal is Qui-Gon's crystal?
I hope so, bro. It would make a ton of sense to me if he collected the schematics for Obi-Wan's saber. It would make a lot of sense if he found that kyber crystal too.
Yeah, but I also like the idea of Luke going to get his own one instead of just like finding it in a box.
Like on Ilum?
Yeah, maybe not. Like, I mean, it would have to be Ilum, obviously, but just going on a bit of a personal journey to get his own one, I think would be really cool. But also, if they confirmed that it was Qui-Gon's, I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I gotta tell you,
Okay,
that's one of the things that I didn't like in the Ahsoka show. Actually, is that
oh yeah, Yoda's lightsaber. Is that
No,
what you,
no.
oh wait, no, that's in
that's-
Book of Boba Fett, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, weird. Like he must have had 2. He must have because
I
in
guess.
canon it's both with
I
Luke
mean,
and Droid.
To be fair, without shitting on him too much, because I know people don't like that, I think Filoni has shown quite a few times that if it's not a cartoon or live action, I don't think he cares.
Yeah,
Because there was a lot of stuff in the Ahsoka novel that got retconned. He retconned the thing with Yoda's lights. I don't really think he cares.
he started to
Which is a
retcon stuff
shame,
with Ventress, and then he sort of fixed that and made it line up with Dark Disciple.
It's just sort of like, dude, just stop. Stop doing. I get that, like, he has a vision for certain characters, but it's like, dude, characters are allowed to die. Like, it's okay. In fact, that's something that, if it's done well, that, like, Obi-Wan's death adds to his character.
I feel like we're going to discuss,
Darth Vader's death adds to his character.
which I feel is a perfect discussion to have in the next topic. To be fair, we're going to be discussing death a lot in the next topic. Well,
While you were on
you're
break,
just along for the ride, bro.
Well, I was going to say, whilst you were going for a piss, I fucking talked a lot about death. Granted, that death was a real death, but are we now going into fictional death or real death?
Let's talk fictional death.
Well, it's nearly Halloween. You could be talking about real death. I don't know.
Fuck it, let's go into it. We're going to discuss Ahsoka Season 2. It's done filming.
Yes.
The reason why I say we're going to be discussing death a lot is because apparently Hayden
You say what I
Christensen...
think you're going to say.
No,
I thought you were gonna segue into something about Ray Stevenson. I was like, dude, even by my standards, that's a bit shit. It's like, dude.
No, bro. No. Apparently.
Carry on, I'm fine.
Fuck's sake. Apparently, Hayden Christensen has finished filming scenes with Rory McCann. Fight scenes, right?
Oh,
now, what?
I didn't hear. Wait, is that confirmed?
Yes, bro.
I haven't heard about this. What the fuck?
Oh, mate, there has been a big lightsaber battle filmed between Balin and Anakin.
I mean,
you just learning about this now for real?
I'm learning about this now, and in real time, you're seeing my flashbacks to Ahsoka Episode 5, which I...
Yeah.
Please don't tell me that...
Let me tell you what I know. Not a whole lot. I just know that they fight in the show. But that was what I was going to ask you. and this is why we're going to be talking about death, because obviously this is a fight between a dead character and a living character.
Yeah.
Anakin, although we see him in Ahsoka Season 1, is in the Well Between Worlds. So do you think that Balin is going to go there? Do you think that Anakin can somehow manifest himself strong enough as a Force ghost to physically fight Balin now? Or do you think that Vader, the Knight of Order 66, fought Balin as a knight in the temple?
Oh, I really hope it's that. That'd be fucking wicked. I
would be
really hope it's that, other than more World Between Worlds bullshit. Because I didn't like that in Ahsoka.
Let me tell you why I think that is a very popular choice, right? And why I think that's probably the one that it is.
Go on.
So, in Season 1...
Oh my god, I know what you're going to say.
Balin says to Ahsoka,
knows.
He says, everybody in the Order knew Anakin Skywalker. Few would live
Very
to
few would live to see what he
became.
became. Oh my god!
Right? So how the
How
fuck
does
do
he
you
know?
know? Yes! Because he fought him, motherfucker. He fucking
I would
had a
love
fight.
that. I would love, like, if you did like a TikTok or something where you're watching that scene in your living room. It's like everybody in the Order knew Anakin Skywalker. Pauses and it just cuts to you with a bewildered look, going, "How the fuck do you know that?" But you're right. How does he? Because
Yeah, how does he know what he
even
became?
Ahsoka didn't know until Rebels.
Exactly. His fucking apprentice, right? Bro, he's right. Few would live to see what he became. So how the fuck do you know?
Oh, I just realised Ahsoka did know.
No, I know. She knew at that point, but she didn't know for so long. She didn't know for 15 years or something.
No, but in the sense of, like, surely Bail Organa or something probably would have told her what happened. But maybe you can twist it and say, oh, in Rebels, that's just her finding out he's alive. Because obviously he's got a fucking helmet on, so she doesn't know who that is.
Oh, so you think that Ahsoka knew the whole time that Anakin fell to the dark side?
Well, surely she would have put two and two together, because there's the whole thing with Darth Maul talking about Anakin's the key to everything, and Rex even says find Anakin. But then she's at Padme's funeral. But then I've also realised Anakin turning to the dark side was kept a secret, wasn't it?
Yeah, she doesn't know.
It was kept a secret. Okay,
like,
yeah.
She says things in Rebels where she says about, like, Anakin would never be as vile as you. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch Rebels.
Yeah, sounds like it, bro. But yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious which one we want it to be as far as this fight scene in Ahsoka Season 2.
Oh, absolutely. Mainly because I just think that if it's one of my issues with Ahsoka Season 1 is Episode 5. I really don't like Episode 5, and I think that's because when she went into the World Between Worlds in Episode 4 and we saw Anakin, I got really excited because I was like, right, this is a really cool opportunity to have a reunion between these two characters after he's been Darth Vader and after she's sort of gotten a bit cynical and a bit jaded. But instead, what they did could have. This is genuinely what I thought. I thought Episode 5 was going to be an hour of them just talking and maybe having some fighting. The whole episode it just feels like, again, not to rag on Filoni, but it feels like Dave Filoni being like, look, it's Hayden with a laser sword. Isn't that great? Look, Anakin turned into Darth Vader. We know he turned into Darth Vader, Dave. We've known it since 1980. You don't need to remind us. Also, this episode is going to be a nightmare to listen back to. I've only just noticed how loud and fucking obnoxious I've been this whole episode, but I'm not going to apologise for it.
Oh, mate, it's been a good one. It's been a good one.
I just said it's been my favourite episode so far.
Yeah, this has been the best episode so far. We're agreeing a lot, which is good. Because Episode 2 was a fucking shit show as far as finding topics to agree on. We just disagreed on everything, bro.
But for me, that episode, I think, showed the problems that I have with modern Star Wars, which is just, instead of, I know people have said to me before, it's like, no, you don't understand the whole live or die thing. And I do also like the theory that maybe that's not actually Anakin and it's just a hallucination, but I don't think that tracks. That doesn't make sense to me. And I understand that Anakin's teaching philosophy was obviously very different to every other Jedi. But I just think that it goes back to the whole thing about we never see Luke or Ahsoka meet. I would have just really liked to see these two characters that I really fucking like catch up. It really do, because if it's written well, that can be more entertaining than any fucking lightsaber fight that they could have done. That, and I just think, like, I didn't care about the Clone Wars flashbacks because I don't think they looked very good. It just felt like a bunch of, look at this, do you remember this, are you happy now? And the answer to that question is no, I wasn't. I wasn't happy when I saw all that.
I think the reason why they looked the way that they did was because there was flashbacks, so there was sort of like hazy memory.
Yeah, but I
there's
think
also
it just
no
looks
denying
like
that was all way cheaper and easier for them to do, and
it just looks like they're on a fucking soundstage. It looks shit.
Yeah. Then again,
But
I love that episode, and I enjoy the Clone Wars more than you do, so that's probably a factor in. Anakin's my favorite character, so
yeah, I know.
I guess
but
there's so much in that episode that was where I specifically am like the target audience of what he was trying to do.
it just kind of felt like, as much as I don't like the term key jangling, it felt like, okay, we could either have a really cool episode that's devoted to these people as characters, and that you could even have them argue, have Ahsoka be like, bro, you turned into Darth Vader and you killed people. You could even have an emotional moment where it's like, bro, you killed my best friend, you killed Padme. Like, I'm not fucking... It could genuinely be like a really good episode of like forgiveness, because I think, I'm sorry, I don't like the idea that Luke simply telling her, oh, by the way, he turned good again. I don't think that should be enough for Ahsoka to be like, oh, it's all good then. I really like the fact that I can't remember if it's canon or Legends, that Leia doesn't forgive him for a long time. I think that's really compelling.
What novel is that? They go into that in... Yeah, they go into that in a novel, don't they? And I can't remember what novel it is.
But I think that's interesting and that's good conflict. The whole live or die thing, and then, yeah, okay, Hayden's still really good with a lightsaber, we know, and it's always fun watching him do a duel. But I think that whole idea and episode could have been a lot more than just, hey, look at this, do you remember all this? Do you remember all the stuff that was really cool? Yes, we remember.
I think your opinion on this is really similar to what I was saying about the Ben Solo surviving thing earlier. Is like, there's really interesting aspects to a story that they're not facing because it's difficult to tell that story.
Yeah.
Like, if Ben Solo survives, it's very interesting because how does the galaxy view Ben Solo? Because Rey, she knows that he's returned and Ben Solo is pure of heart and all that stuff. He helped to defeat the Sith. The galaxy don't know that, so they still view him as this war criminal. Ahsoka, the way that she views Anakin post Vader, as you say, could have been a really interesting view on post Darth Vader. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't have to forgive him right away.
It could have been like, obviously we see a little bit of post Vader Anakin in Jedi where he's talking to Luke and he's like, you were right about me, tell your sister you were right. I want to see Anakin. I want to see how Hayden would handle that version of Anakin in his life. I want to see that, because we've seen him be prequel Anakin, and the problem is, I personally think that in that episode he's just prequel and Clone Wars Anakin again, and I think that's kind of bullshit. I want to see a developed version of this character that's a bit different.
Is he just being the Anakin that Ahsoka knows? Because I think that there's something fucking big going on with Anakin.
Maybe, but I like the initial banter between them where it's like, what does she say? Like, you look young, you look old. Like, that's cool, man. Like, just have them. And Rosario and Rosario and Hayden, they're friends. They have chemistry. Use it to your advantage. And I like the fact that I think the last shot of season 1 is Anakin smiling at her, and it gives me hope that in season 2, maybe, like, for example, maybe Ahsoka's trying to train Sabine has a fit, and she fucking goes off somewhere. Anakin can just show up and be like, say, it's not fucking easy, is it? Yeah. But I just think that'd be compelling, whereas instead I feel like Anakin's going to go and track Sabine down as Darth Vader's ghost and try and fucking fight her to teach her a lesson. It's like, no, dude.
I don't think that will happen. I think that he was the Anakin that Ahsoka needed at that moment. I personally think that Anakin is the father now.
Probably.
And I feel like Balin trying to reach the Mortis gods, I feel he's probably trying to awaken the sun or something like that.
The dumbest idea.
Which probably is... What's that?
It would be hilarious if there's this big dramatic scene of Balin getting to wherever he needs to go. And, like, let's say, just completely off the cuff, let's say there's a door, right? And behind this door is the way to get to the Mortis gods and to meet the father and the son and the daughter and Abeloth. Balin walks in, it's really dramatic, and it's Anakin sat on a throne like Bo-Katan, just being like, "Sup, bitch? What are you doing?" That would be fucking awesome. But I don't think that's what they'll do. I think you're right about it'll be a flashback and they'll fight. Because maybe it will. I mean, I'm not saying we'll get both, but maybe they'll have a scene where they meet in present day and then we get the flashback. Because he has to know somehow. Who else would have nice reveal
if he encounters Anakin and they allude to the fact that they've done this before, and then we start to see the flash. Oh man, I'm so excited! Like,
I'm hoping it's good. I'm really hoping
that's best case scenario. If it's both is best case scenario here. More is more.
We're gonna have to wait and see, but it's not really that long of a wait now. I suppose it's next year.
Dark Warrior says it was a good hit back to General Anakin, bringing Ahsoka to the roots of her teachings. I think that's exactly what they was going for with that. He was being the Anakin that she needs.
I will say this, I will give the episode some massive praise here. Ever since I was a kid, I really haven't liked Anakin's Clone Wars costume, but I think that's because of the art style. It just looks really plasticky and stiff. That costume in that episode looked fucking magnificent.
It's perfect.
It is the first time where I've looked at that outfit, even in Battlefront 2. I'm like, he looks plasticky and weird. I hate it. In that fucking episode, it was the first time I looked at that suit and went, shit, I see what they're going for now.
And you really see a prelude to the Vader armor, don't you? In that show. Like, you can see like why Vader would go the way that he went with his armor.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't really have a choice in his armor, did he? The Emperor just kind of stuck it together in like Legos.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Robot Chicken sketch where he's like, I want like a leather outfit, I want a cape, and I want flying fists and helicopter blades.
Robot Chicken to this day is a go-to for me to just throw on and just kill some time, man.
Everything about Boba Fett in that. In fact, if we get Book of Boba Fett Season 2, can we just have it be the Robot Chicken version instead, please? I'd watch that. I'd give that a 10 out of 10. Awesome. Also, speaking of that, I was going to end off with this. I felt like such a dumbass recently. So I replayed The Force Unleashed earlier this year, and that included the Ultimate Sith Edition DLC. Yeah. And I never, all of my life, and I could have Googled it, but I'm too fucking lazy for that. When you kill Boba Fett in that game, the achievement is, and the quarterback is toast. And for years, I was like, what? Why is that the achievement name? Do you know about this?
No.
So when you kill Boba in that DLC, you get an achievement called "And the Quarterback is Toast," and I was like, well, what are they referencing here? It's because you know the episode of Robot Chicken where Boba kills all the Ewoks and he shoots the missile at him. He says, "Oh, and the quarterback is toast." It's referencing that. God. I rewatched Robot Chicken about 2 months later and was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
What a fucking reference!
Legends.
That is niche as fuck, and I love it.
But they also reference the guy who voices Darth Vader in those games, Matt Sloan. He did an internet series called Chad Vader way back in the day, years and years ago. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's very dated, but I still recommend giving it a watch because it's just so stupid. It's about Darth Vader's brother called Chad, and he works at a place called Empire Supermarket as a day shift manager.
Sounds amazing.
It's really dumb, but the guy who voices Vader in the game voices him in that. And if you kill 5 stormtroopers on Kashyyyk, you get an achievement called Worst Day Shift Manager Ever. It's a reference to that.
Unreal.
So clearly, this is why I love The Force Unleashed. It's just such a love letter.
Link me to that. That sounds like
Oh, I
some
will.
old
Don't
school
worry.
YouTube shit.
Admittedly,
Right,
I will say probably not
Yeah.
appropriate for the kids. Probably not appropriate for the kids to watch. There's some. It's not family friendly at all. It's really not.
Fuck it. They've heard worse. Right, bro. This has
We're
been the best
done.
episode, I think. This has
I
been my
agree.
favorite episode so far.
I have had the best, and now I'm really glad that we did delay it because it would have been
Yeah.
nothing like this. Otherwise,
And
so I'm really glad we pushed it back.
I'm really glad that you're doing well, bro. I really am. It's great to
I
have
am.
you back and just
Thank again. I
bouncing off
already
each other.
said. I already said while you were having a piss, but thank you to everyone that sent nice messages and condolences and things because it did mean a lot. So thank you.
Good man. Good man.
Here we
Right,
go.
we will be
Episode 3
back
done.
in two Sundays' time. Episode 4. I don't know what the topics will be. Hopefully, Star Wars will keep pumping out news and interesting topics for us.
How crazy would it be if the topic in 2 weeks' time is that the Ben Solo movie's been greenlit? How fucking cool would that be?
Mate, give me that. Give me that. Right, but that's all we have to say for now. But yeah,
Cheers.
hope you all enjoyed. Anyone that joined us live, if you watched on the backlog, hope you enjoy these. Me and Rev really enjoy doing them. We look forward to them every week. So we'll catch you on the next one. You guys take care. And Rev, I'll see you next time, brother.
You will. Bye, everyone.